My own employee told me to leave the store because she thought I couldn't afford the clothes. So I told her I'm her boss and fired her. I'll start off by saying that I'm a simple guy. I don't dress well and usually don't care about how I look to strangers, so I often go out in my PJs or old sweatshirts. Now, when I was younger I started a clothing business which took off, and recently I opened up a store in a new city to broaden my horizons. My so-called empire isn't that big, but I think I do all right for myself. I hired someone to manage this store, including hiring the employees since I had to focus on the business. He understood the assignment and the numbers I saw told me he was doing well. Yesterday, I just had a random urge to check up on him and watch his managing skills in person. So I just grabbed a key to one of my cars and left, without bothering to change clothes. But I wanted to experience it as a customer, so I didn't call to let him know I was coming. As I walked into the store, I noticed a female employee who wasn't attending to anyone, and asked her to show me some suits. Even though I came here for a test, I might as well buy some useful clothes. To my absolute shock, she told me she was busy and didn't have time for me, but she just turned around and went on her phone, not even trying to hide the fact that she was lying. When I pressed her, she said that since I have eyes, I can look at suits by myself. Now, I don't expect A-class service everywhere I go, but I'm no a pushover. This was my own store and I expected a certain standard to be maintained. So I started berating her, saying that she should watch her tone with a customer, especially since I hadn't been rude to her at all. She scoffed at me, and told me to be thankful she allowed me to enter the store in the first place. She said I looked like I lived on the street, and couldn't possibly afford the stuff that they sold here. Then she went on a long rant about how her life was way more difficult than mine. She had to stand in the store all day and carefully pick customers to impress, because her salary was largely based on sales commission. Safe to say, I was completely bewildered. I had met entitled people before, but at least they spoke from a position of power. Whereas this woman was just venting her common problems to an innocent customer, and telling him to leave the store. Yes, she did tell me to leave the store once her rant was over. She told me to go back to my home, before pausing and saying in a sarcastic way, "I'm sorry, you probably don't even have a home." At this point I was shocked and completely speechless about what I had just witnessed. My other stores are known for having excellent customer service, and yet somehow the manager here had hired this woman. I had no idea how she passed the interview, and I suspected there wasn't even an interview process. I couldn't just sit still after her blatant disrespect, and immediately called the manager on my phone. He and I both speak French, so I spoke in that language so as to not alert the female employee, lest she make a run for it. She wasn't wearing her name tag, so I didn't know her name, but I didn't want her to get away. Once the guy arrived, he greeted me as his boss, which I was. The look on the woman's face was priceless as she soon realized that her manager wasn't pulling a prank on her. She looked at me and awkwardly laughed, while trying to play off her words. I didn't fall for it, and told the manager guy what happened. He was appalled and said she was super nice in the interview, and had only been here for a week. He offered to show me the footage from when he interviewed her, but I declined after realizing he wasn't the bad guy here. Then I loudly said, "You're fired, and your information will also be sent to every business owner that I know in this city. I'll make sure none of them hire you, since working a job is so difficult on your well-being." Every other customer and store employee looked this way and she looked really embarrassed. Only after I said that did she apologize, and said she had made a mistake by not recognizing me. I kindly told her that regardless of if I'm the owner or not, she should fix her attitude before working a job in sales. Then I had security escort her out.